you empowerment to do that. I'm commissioned to look for the lost at all costs. Repeat after me. I am commissioned to look for the lost at all costs. That's why I tell people evangelism and mission is not an expense. Spending money on it is not an expense, an investment for eternity. So that somebody will come and tell you tomorrow, thank you for giving to the Lord. I'm a life that was saved. And I thank God you gave. So every offering you give, at all cost. Imagine I heard the news. I was in the office this week and I got a message from one of our pastors in Abuja saying, one of the missions person that left here to go for missions in Abuja for 1 week was arrested by the federal CID. In our missions house, they came to arrest him. Because he's living in a flat. They didn't know that it's a missions house. He has a car that looks like. They arrested him and he was there. You see, that's why I tell people family. And they started receiving calls. Please, what did he do? You know what? I thought that the next day he would say, no, I'm coming back. I've never been arrested in my life. It's missions I went to. And came back. Because he went with his car. He paid his expenses there. And others. To go and do missions. And they have been doing prayer work. And his report he wrote, I did prayer work in that place this week. Did God actually take him there for a purpose? Now small thing, now just small slap they give you for Jesus. One small gossip, they gossiped you because of Jesus. Do you have your beliefs really intact? That I must look for the lost at all cost. The belief that I have a mandate to keep. My job is that I will pray, I walk this area to actually know that this one that is dressing anyhow, flaunting anywhere, is telling me, help me. So you see that I'm dying, you are still laughing. Help me. Help me. The man that sleeps with all kinds of women is shouting, my brother, help me. The girl that is standing on the road half naked is telling you, help me, I am dying. You know, I was talking to somebody who has this same sex attraction. God has used us to minister to them. But I cannot share that. I can't tell them to come and share because not all men have faith. And one question I will always ask, when you finish the act, do you feel good? Every time they will answer, no. You were not packaged to sin. You were not created. It's not your natural habitat. A person that is stealing money knows that he's a thief. There's no need to this thing. All you need to do is, Lord, open their eyes. 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 This is not the time to start going to Facebook saying, every person that is drinking naked, they think they can collect my husband. My father, my father. My mother, sorry. My father, my father. That's not the time. I've been commissioned to look for the lost at all cost. The lost found brings joyous celebration. God is happy. God says to the angel, let's do what? He said that's the way God responds every time one lost sinner repents and turns to him. Verse 10 of Luke 15. He says to all his angels, let's have a joyous celebration. For the one who was lost, I have found. Which means that if you find the lost, it's not you that found the lost, it's God that found the lost. Sometimes when people say, my heart is not beating towards God, it seems I'm getting cold. I tell them 2 things to do. It will align. Straight. Wherever your treasure is, that's where your heart is. Give a seed that will shake your brain. Go for evangelism. Immediately. There's no need to lay hands on you. Say, my brother, come. Let me lay hands on you so that your heart will warm towards God. No. Where your treasure is, your heart is there. When you do what Jesus said, go and look for the lost, and you see how suffering they are, you will not say, hey, God, I thank you. I thank you. That's why sometimes, all your children, they sleep in AC, they enter AC car. Sometimes you even put them in AC school. They enjoy life. One day, withdraw them and take them to some areas. Say, we are doing missions. You see some type of names you will see in those areas. They are living in this, and they are happy. It's only you that have seen them that they are saying, no, their life is not. They are happy. They are doing this thing. Your child will come home and say, Daddy, this food is too plenty. What I saw today is to warm their heart towards world missions. Let me tell you, 8 billion people on the face of the earth, 40% have not heard the gospel. 40% have not heard the gospel. And people are using media to propagate lies. And we are even joining them to propagate some lies. Some of the things that happened this week, I'll just be laughing. Using stunts and manipulation to bring about something. I don't want to address some things because it's not this thing. Shine the light. Your handle is to preach the gospel. Do I want to see your celebration? Yes. Let your celebration make God to have celebration. I'm telling you, we must be believers. We must be believers. What do you believe is what you show. When something comes up, then I will know what you really believe. I remember when I met my wife, I was seeing some people. I said, my wife, some of you, they are not born again. No. Some of my friends that I went to that thought I was more spiritual than them, when I saw how excited they were going to church, I repented. I came home and picked up but sometimes you come to church today, you won't come next week. You say you are sleeping. You are sleeping. Say I use Sunday to rest. I work from Monday to Saturday. Why is it that your work, you don't rest from it? He said, I've worked enough. Let me rest now. Let me take I'm not coming to work today. I want to rest. It's the one you want to give to God that you will die God. And say, my Father, I'm tired. I've worked. And you said we should take the Sabbath to rest. Coming to church is not Sabbath rest. And I see all kinds. I remember telling somebody, I said, your business has no COVID. And you go there every day. You even meet people you said to them. And those people you have not met before. Your family. Say, Pastor, there's COVID. It's even the pastor said, to wear mask and not to wear mask, to talk about COVID, as a pastor, you can't win. So I'll just be looking at it. That's why one day I told one person, I said, don't worry. Where you sit down in church, there's COVID, don't come home. You see, your lifestyle and the way you carry yourself can provoke people to jealousy. They provoked me to jealousy that I came back to Benin, I picked my bag. These were the people I knew, they were doing some stuff that were not good. But on Sunday morning, they were eager to go to church. Then I'm so righteous, I'll be on Sunday returning on my bed, say I'm a banker, I've worked from morning this thing, I will still go and pick cash that Sunday afternoon. Let me just use Sunday afternoon. I pick up my bag, nobody evangelized me. Their lifestyle told me. 2 of them are pastors today. When you have dirty clothes, just put soap inside water, put the dirty clothes inside. Some will take 2 days, some 3 days, but it won't come back the same way. So it is, you bring a lost person to church. Just allow the person to be there in the place of worship, in the place of things. It's being watered by the presence of God. Even those around are being watered. That's why some people come and say, I woke up this morning and the Lord said I should come to this church. Who sent it? There's the worshiping community worshiping together brings about a reverberation in the society. And that's why I don't understand why rain is falling in November. Some can say, it's climate change. You know, we are they push some things. Is it that there is a rain of God's presence in the spiritual? And that's what's manifesting. That now, do you know that this year, if we really listen to the voice of God, we would have harvested corn throughout the year. The grass are still green. How many weeks to the end of the year? The grasses are still green. We still have flooding in some places. Because you can't be commissioned without empowerment. There are some things that will happen in your life, and God will orchestrate some things. Not why? Because He's bringing resources your way. Because of the people He's bringing your way. There are sinful shortages, high prices. Sometimes when I hear all this news, I ask myself, what do they want us to think and believe now? Because there are people programming this system. And we are supposed to be reprogrammers. But really, we are shying away. And we are allowing them to program us. Let me try to put one thing in perspective for you. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 28, when He was talking about commission, He blessed them. And there was one word He said, replenish. 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 In other words, if it has finished, replace it. So let me try to put it here in perspective. Within the circle and in creation at the earth, God put a mechanism to balance it in case man becomes irresponsible. Let me try to put it there. If people die or things die on the street and man refuses to pick it up, He puts scavengers on the earth, the vultures and all those things that pick up dead things and eat them as their food to clean up the surface of the earth in case man becomes irresponsible. Those same creatures are still inside the sea that clean the bed underneath the sea in case man becomes irresponsible. Did you know here that there was no rain on the earth in Genesis chapter 2 because there was no man to till the ground? In other words, we are given ultimate stewardship of the earth. There is no commissioning without empowerment. In Psalm 67, as I round off, the psalmist was saying, God be merciful to us and bless us and cause His face to shine upon us. Selah, pause and think. He's praying, Lord, bless us. Cause your face to shine upon us. Why? Why is this happening? So that your way may be known on earth. Bless us. It's the blessing of the Lord that maketh rich. In other words, you are not worried by the things that worry the world because you carry the blessing. Bless us. That your way may be known on earth, your salvation among all the nations. That people will know that you saved too. You save. There is salvation available for them. That's why the blessing. Let the peoples praise you. Oh God, let all the people praise you. Oh, let the nations be glad and sing for joy. You shall judge the people righteously and govern the nations on earth. Let the peoples praise you, O God. Let all the peoples praise you. Then the earth shall yield her increase. God, our own God, shall bless us. In Genesis 1, it said, bless us. In Psalms, in verse 1, it said, bless us. In verse 6, God shall bless us. It's declaration now. He's not asking. And all the ends shall fear him. This fear is not running away from him. We're afraid. Is this how God blesses? He said the earth shall yield an increase. Somebody has a vineyard and has about some oranges that produces throughout the year. I don't know how it works. The presence of God is so much now that we don't even know harvest and planting season again. Is there something correlated with worship and abundance? Is there a correlation between the presence of God and the distortion of seasons? Where you say there is harvest, you say no, it's time for planting. In Amos chapter 9, it says, I will establish the tabernacle of David in the last days. Then things will happen so fast. The plowman shall overtake the reaper. In other words, the person that is planting now is just planting, and the one that's reaping, the one that started to plant will overtake that one. Is there a correlation with so much worship? Is it why we are having worship altars going on everywhere? Whether on the internet, whether online, whether on site, we're just praying. Altars of prayer are going on. You might castigate them, you might say they pray too much and everything. Until you know the system that is placed upon Africa. Until you know the system that is placed upon Africa, you won't pray well. Do all the bidding you can. Plan all the plan you can. There's a grand plan. But you see, there's a prophetic word over us. In Isaiah chapter 19, it says, Egypt, my people. Assyria, my handmaiden. Israel, my inheritance. These are the highway nations. Every time you hear Egypt, understand you are the one. You are his people. Assyria, my handmaiden. Those in the Middle East, and Israel, my inheritance. Who are God's people? Is it why we now have rain? Because they say there's food shortages worldwide. What if we get our acts together? Is God telling us something? That I've made you the food basket of the nation, so that the lost will know that you are God, that you are King. What am I driving out? That God will bless you so much. And those who are lost, those who kidnapped your brother, will say, how come you have not bankrupt yet? God will so bless you that you will build houses to house people who are street workers and they don't have a house. God will so bless you that they will know, not because you have anything to ask from them, but because you want to demonstrate the kindness of God to them. Do we pray that prayer? Lord, make me a blessing, that people will see me and know your ways, that when I talk to people about you, they'd have none. Sometimes when I see people in the other side that we think has their spiritual religious occult or religious cult, who got it twisted, I see the doggedness, how they come and meet you. They will say they will come by 11 o'clock every day. They are there preaching the gospel. These are people of means. They go and preach the gospel. Now they are even inviting you to church. Is problem. He said, are you born again? Yes. Do you go to church? Is it by church? Is it by church is making people not to give their life to Christ? But this week, as we go on, let's remember our commission. that we have been commissioned to bring desert places. To remove desert places from the lives of people, to bring about salvation, to look for the lost. Let my prayer be, Lord, let my pathway and the pathway of the lost cross today, and prepare their hearts to hear your word. One of our sisters stood here. She gave a testimony. She is now one of the NYC director of a state in this nation. He said, I entered a bus in this Benin. I think a taxi, and somebody was telling her, preach to this person, preach to this person, preach to this person. And she felt, oh, how can I do this here now? We want to be sanctimonious. How can I do this? And he just started saying, and the person said, thank you, I've been looking for somebody that will lead me to the Lord. What if that your brother has been waiting for you to talk? I remember my friend, Muslim, who met in university. He was my junior in school. And so when I graduated, he would come and send phones. He was into mobile telecommunication. And he would stay in my house. Sometimes he would take my car. I won't see him again. I remember I had a problem one time he came. It was here. I led him to the Lord. About 3 or 4 years ago, I heard he had an accident with his wife and died. I said, I'm sure God will be merciful. He said the prayer. He acknowledged Jesus as Lord. What about his sister? One time he was driving his sister to Port Harcourt, and after Olobode, they had an accident. And we actually towed the car back to my house. And the sister was there. We didn't even speak a word today. We just scared. And when she got back to Port Harcourt, she gave her life to Christ. People are going to encounter you today. If you throw a party in heaven, what will God throw for you? Instead of asking God, what have you done for me lately? It's for us to come, Lord, what do you have me do? For life that you have given me. That at least I have food to eat, not tomorrow, today. Some of you will even have tea one more time. The only problem is that you don't know what you will eat in December 25th. I don't want to. And that's the problem. And it's one day that is killing people. That's the problem. Come, can we labor together to bring one soul? The 99 stayed together. They were the one that empowered the shepherd to go, because without that community, the shepherd cannot go. Can we be in community here, inviting the lost to come to church with a handbill, or with your lifestyle, and telling them, where will you be on a Sunday morning? And maybe the person is discouraged. It may also be that you're sending a Bible verse, a prayer for the person. It can also be that you are painting a bull's eyes and you just put the person's picture on your... If they can carry picture to the shrine and nail in the wall, and bad things start happening to the person, can't you see you can nail somebody's picture to your prayer board and be targeting the person? Lord, visit this man, visit this woman. It may be that boss that it becomes so I don't know, and you are targeting him and praying for him and praying for her, instead of, maybe you have a house that is full of HK. They are your neighbors. What if you take communion and draw a bullseye around their flat without anybody knowing? Or you take an atomizer that has the avalanche oil. If they can tie a fig in your house, what if you come and say, Lord, I want to get a painting that was drawn in the presence of God, and you go to meet them? I brought a gift for you people. Oh, fine painting. They hang it in their wall. And all of a sudden, angels are moving up and down. You know, we complain too much. Nigeria is getting bad. Look at what the children are doing. Look at what all these youths are doing. What's the solution? Nothing. Let's complain some more. Our leaders, we use math, we finish them. We close heaven over them. Why do you think that somebody cannot come into a leadership position and give his life to Christ? What did Jesus do to Zacchaeus? He says, Zacchaeus, come down. You two thief. My brother, even the devil told me you two thief. Repent. Do you know your presence carry power? That when people come to your space, they will repent. But my question I will ask you today, which presence do you carry? I want you to invite somebody to church next week. Invite somebody to our prayer room. Or even online, on site. Share it. One of the ways that there's an inroad to somebody coming to the Lord is problem. Jesus wants to show kindness before he showed them their salvation. These are the few steps I want to give you to do this week. Deliberately look for the lost. Stop focusing on your problem. It will get bigger. Stop focusing on it. The moment I remove my eyes from my problem and I start focusing on the problem of Nigeria, focusing on the problem of my state and my city and the problems of people, you know what I experienced, Willie? God began to take care of me. Not because I thought about it, that when I do it, God will not take care of me as transaction. No. But I discovered that my problem is not going. And I discovered that it is men that stood and prayed revival. So I just said, if George Muller can pray revival and he took care of orphanages, he didn't beg money one day. I told myself, if I can pray, I will never lack money in life. Because he's the one that has commissioned me to go. If I can go and do his bidding, he will pay for it. Never you. Stop looking for the lost. It pays dividend in the final analysis.
I hope you're avalanche ready. I am avalanche ready. Avalanche is a spiritual warfare that breaks the hand of the enemy over our lives as a people, over our nation, over the spheres of influence, and then releases the depths of God into our hearts. That's what avalanche is. Avalanche is for revival. Avalanche is for reformation. Avalanche is for transformation. That if there are areas and sectors in your life that is not breathing as it should, that the breath of God through the corporate worship will come upon it and break it open. If there are areas in your life that has decayed and has not been responding, singing for 48 hours non-stop is a serious spiritual warfare. Please, I want you to get ready for avalanche because of the great and mighty things that we have seen through the avalanche section.
Living Your Dreams Initiative presents Unbroken, an emotional healing conference. 3 red bags plus 2 equals what? Date 11th to 13th February 2022. 6th day, which is Friday, 2 p.m. 7th day, which is Saturday, 9 a.m. And 1st day, which is Sunday, 9 a.m. Venue, Festus Iyayi Hall, opposite Hall 1, University of Benin, Benin City. Powered by FEM Foundation, Secure the Future Initiative, and ASSRT.
To order for copies of this message or other series by Benan K. Akigbe II, please visit the FEM Exchange at number 5 Origbeni Street off Idenya Road off Ihama Road, GRA, Benin City. You could also contact us via our telephone numbers 080-510-28787, 070-696-96499. You could send us an email on info@femfoundationg.org, or you could visit our website on www.femfoundationg.org. Thanks and God bless.